Today we're going to be taking a look at the WEIBANG Velocity 53 HGM SD LV. So that is the WEIBANG Specialist High Grass Mower. Got an area of long grass or brush or really rough sort of like growth to get rid of, this is an excellent choice to do it. And if you're a contractor or another professional user who's got that kind of sort of like shrubland paddock area to cut back very often, this is an excellent machine to consider investing in. In terms of features, we'll start with the engine. So this is a new engine from WEIBANG, the XCV225S. Now it's a 224cc engine which delivers 4.1 kilowatts of power, which is plenty of power for the kind of work you need to be doing here. It's got a pressurized lubrication system, which is important because that means you can work at a more extreme angle than you would with another machine that only has a splash lubrication system. So with this machine, you can work at angles of up to 30 degrees, of course, where it's safe to do so. You've got a massive fuel tank at 4 litres, which means you're going to be able to work for a really long time before you have to refill. And also, you've just got a couple of nice service features on it. So the oil tank actually has a dedicated drainage pipe at the side, which means you don't have to tip the machine over if you need to change the oil. And as for the air filter, as you can see, you've got this tube here, that's a snorkel filter. So that means that in dusty conditions, the air filter isn't going to get all choked up with dust really quickly because the filter is actually up here. Also, a nice little feature with the oil pipe and the fuel tank, something that we've seen on other WEIBANG professional machines, they've just attached those lids with a chain, so it's a lot harder to lose them. One of the most interesting features on this machine is the 4-way adjustable handle. So operated by this lever here, you can set the height of the handlebar to whatever's comfortable for you. But you can also offset it into 2 different positions on each side. So you've got 2 positions there, and then you've got the same on the other side. And if you've ever had to mow up against a wall or a hedgerow, you'll know how important that feature is. It just makes it a lot more comfortable to use, and it means you've got no chance of scraping your arm, your shoulder, or your hands. The Velocity is variable speed self-propelled, and you can adjust the speed using this handle here. The Velocity is also shaft driven, which is really important because it eliminates the belt, which is a wearing part, and often in commercial machinery, if you've got a belt, it's probably going to be worked quite hard, so you may have to replace it fairly frequently. So having a shaft-driven system is much better. You've got a fair amount of height adjustment on this machine. You can go from 15 millimeters all the way up to 90 millimeters. Now at the back, that's actuated by a traditional height of cut adjustment lever, as you can see there. But at the front, it's slightly more complex, but essentially you can undo these bolts here and then just change the position of where this front wheel brace is. And you get all the tools you need to do that in a bag with the machine. So you're not going to have to go and hunt around for any particular tool to do that with. You can also lock the front wheel here so that it doesn't go side to side. Just flip that up and then you can easily move around with it there. Finally, the cutting deck itself. So the deck is heavy duty fabricated steel. It's really well put together. And the cutting system itself is a 4-bladed mulching blade with 2 sort of swinging side blades. You'll see pictures of it now on the screen. That design really helps mulch through tough terrain. Being cut at multiple points means that it's going to mulch up the material much easier as well. What you can't see is that this machine has a new style of crankshaft protection, which WEIBANG says will drastically reduce the risk of crankshaft damage if you hit something solid like a root or a brick or a stone. Essentially, at the top of the shaft, there's a friction disc so that if the blade catches something, rather than transferring that power all the way up the crankshaft, it will push against the disc. So you haven't got any blade bosses to worry about either, which is a sacrificial part you can see in some other rotary machines. At the rear of the deck, you've also just got like a nice trailing rubber flap as well, which just protects your feet and ankles against any material that might have been shot out the back as well. As a product designed for professional users, the Velocity 53 has a 1-year commercial warranty, so you're covered for a full year even if you use the tool every day for work. All in all, if you're a professional user and you need a machine to be able to tackle the really tough jobs, the Velocity 53 is an excellent choice. Or even if you're just a domestic user but you've got a massive area of difficult to cut back brush, this machine is an excellent investment. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content like this. And if you've got any questions for us, please don't hesitate to leave a comment.